are these people?
All right, Collin, you're up. Next story.
All right. As I said earlier, if you're not paying your student loans and if you're kind of struggling with them, you probably should start making plans now, honestly. So unfortunately, and this is just me being very pessimistic, maybe a miracle can happen, but given the state of affairs in our politics, that's not likely. But yeah, so inspired by the movie The Backup Plan, this segment is called No Backup Plan. And given that Cardona and, well, really the Biden administration does not have a backup plan in terms of if student loan block will be overturned. So actually, you know what? Let's just get into it. So
Okay.
this is I tell you, that's gonna get a lot of violence.
I know. I love that
Oh,
guy.
by the way, I think we have a couple of super chats though that we should read before.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Joe's here. I saw Joe's.
Yes.
Joe and his stop making those stupid videos of me.
I mean,
every time I say something now about, everybody's like, "Yeah, we're fucked," and I'm like, "Oh, God damn it, Joe."
Yeah, you mean like
we're fucked?
That one?
Oh,
I
really?
know, right? Yeah. I have it on the soundboard.
You guys are the worst.
What?
You guys are the worst.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
So
I think
hold
you
on.
gotta
I
go
think
the other way. You gotta
there
go
was another
more.
one up above that too.
Yep. I'll head in that way. Yeah. Collin, if you share, I'll retweet. We will put that up on
which I did.
Twitter later.
It's in the description, but like I said, don't watch it and just go because we're gonna talk about.
I'll upload it to the INN Twitter as well.
Yeah.
Soon.
So, but the link is now public. So if you want, well, again, watch it here first and then share it out later. But anyway, so we'll start again. So, Joe Biden and the Biden administration is probably not going to plan to cancel any of your student debt, and here's why. So as I said, this segment is called No Backup Plan, inspired by the movie The Backup Plan. Actually, I didn't know that was a movie. Jennifer Lopez is in it, so I guess it's another rom-com or whatever. But yeah, J-Lo.
Ben Affleck?
Something like that. Well, oh no, they're together. They're now together again, right?
J-Lo sold her soul to the devil. I'm convinced of it. Nobody should look that good at that age. Holy shit. My God.
Well, when you have money,
that's true.
Lots of money.
You have a trainer and a personal chef and a plastic surgeon and an esthetician and a hairdresser and a makeup artist.
She asked Joe Rogan about what vitamins to take.
She looks amazing.
Look.
Oh my God.
But anyway, so
I'm gonna come.
What?
Oh God, this is gonna be the
We have fun here. We have fun.
You're gonna get in trouble for objectifying women, except it was me that did it, so I think we're okay.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't make her into an object.
I mean, kind of, but I don't really mean to. She's just fucking hot.
I know, right?
Colin,
next slide.
Yeah,
I gotta stop looking at that guy.
All right. So according to let me zoom in. So according to Business Insider, which was written by Alet Sheffy, I guess that's how you say her name, the White House says it doesn't have a backup plan to cancel student debt right now if the Supreme Court strikes down Biden's broad relief. So she writes, the White House is so confident in President Joe Biden's student loan forgiveness plan that if it isn't weighing a backup right now, if the nation's highest court strikes it down. On Friday, the White House released new data showing how many borrowers applied for Biden's plan to forgive up to $20,000 in student debt before two conservative-backed lawsuits halted the process. In total, 26,260,000 borrowers submitted applications for relief before the online form closed in October, and 16,486,000 of those applicants were fully approved and sent to student loan companies to discharge those borrowers' debts. But whether borrowers will actually see that belief is uncertain because the Supreme Court is set to take up the 2 lawsuits that block the implementation of the relief at the end of this month. Each of the lawsuits argue that Biden does not have the authority to enact broad relief using the HEROES Act of 2003, which gives the Education Secretary the ability to waive or modify student loan balances in connection with a national emergency. And the Supreme Court will make the final call on whether the president's plan is legal. In the meantime, though, administration officers are not considering an alternate route if the court's decision doesn't go its way. We'll feel confident in our authority under the HEROES Act to take action that we have taken. Bharat Ramaturi, Deputy Director of the National Economic Council, told reporters on the Thursday press call ahead of the data release. Obviously, the Supreme Court will weigh on that soon, he added, but we're not deliberating or considering any other kind of alternative approach. We're fully committed to the approach that the Secretary of Education used in this case, and we're confident in our legal authority. Ramasuri also said that in light of the litigation, Biden extended the student loan payment pause 60 days after June 30th, or 60 days after the lawsuits are resolved, whichever happens first. And that should give us enough time after the Supreme Court rules to transition to the next phase of all of this. Still, some advocates and Democratic lawmakers have been pushing the administration to consider taking a route to enact debt relief that will not rely on a national emergency, like COVID-19. As Insider previously reported, the Higher Education Act of 1965 would be another legal path Biden could take because it states that the Education Department can enforce, pay, compromise, waive, or release any right, title, claim, lien, or demand relating to federal student debt absent any emergency. Senator Elizabeth Warren and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, for example, pushed for that route in 2021, but the White House is maintaining confidence in the HEROES Act and continues to believe it will hold up in court. We're confident the department has the authority to ensure the final financial impacts of the pandemic do not set borrowers up for failure when payments resume. Joy Matsuhira, Deputy Undersecretary and Chief Economist at the Education Department, told reporters. And when we hopefully prevail, the Biden-Harris team will do everything it takes to make sure every borrower who qualifies for debt relief is able to get it.
Really will.
Yeah.
So no backup plan to a plan they knew was going to fail to begin with.
Right. Yeah. And we reported on this, and this is the issue that I had with Figueredo before he blocked me and Savvy regarding this.
I'm really surprised Biden managed to get that map the right side up.
He didn't do that. Come on, dude.
True.
So let's watch this video first, and I know some of you saw it, and I actually did not see all of it until yesterday, and when I did, I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ. So you're going to suffer the pain with me in what you will have to see in this. So I apologize in advance, but not sorry, because we just kind of see, just
okay. Right now, over 40 million Americans eligible for debt relief are being denied that immediate relief today. Why? Because Republican officials and special interests hit us with lawsuits to block it. Folks, I know you're frustrated. I am as well.
You don't sound it.
Too.
Oh, no.
Millions of working and middle-class Americans who are under the burden of crushing loan debt.
You haven't seen this, Reef?
Student debt relief would be life-changing. And guess what? Because of these Republican officials, not even one of the over 80,000 people from Delaware, where I know you're from, Joe, who applied for student debt relief and were eligible for automatic loan forgiveness, have been able to get a dime.
Where am I from again?
The fact is that in Vermont, Bernie,
like, you see how long it took them to put that sticky note up on Delaware?
And what about bigger states? How about the state of Texas?
Are they serious right now?
They also made Bernie put the rest of the stickers because they knew Joe Biden had a difficult time.
And close to 500,000 borrowers, respectively. The list goes on.
In state after state, no matter what these Republican officials say, we know student debt relief will make a real difference for people. We're going to get it done. It's good policy.
No,
the law's on our side, and we're doing the right thing. We're going to get it done.
And I didn't hear any of these Republican officials complaining when the government gave huge tax breaks to big corporations. But here they are.
That you voted for, motherfucker.
Relief for working families.
No,
you
we're
voted for
fighting like
that.
hell to get this done. We're in court.
No,
next
you're not.
month, so keep the
Oh my
faith.
God. I hate this guy.
Keep the faith.
I really
know.
do.
Keep the faith.
I really do.
Spread the faith.
I really do.
Who thought that was what?
I think I hate Bernie Sanders more than I hate Joe Biden, honestly, because Joe Biden has never been he's been Joe Biden for 50 years. Anybody who had any delusions about Joe Biden being anything other than what he's been for 50 years is a moron. Bernie Sanders is a fucking gaslighting pig.
Damage.
Oh, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Somebody got mad at me the other day because I'm hard on Bernie. Are you joking me? Do you see this shit? And it's so funny. They got mad at me, and like 30 minutes later, that video came out, and I'm like,
Catch me outside. How about that?
really? 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 You want to convince me that Bernie Sanders is not a good guy? Period. I'm so sick of that shit.
But you know what? But Misty,
Good guys don't have war criminals for friends. Okay.
But not only him, as the article said, and again, I reported on this, like again with that whole fiasco with Humanist Report, like Elizabeth Warren, Ayanna Pressley, Chuck Schumer wrote a memo to the Biden administration 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to use the Higher Education Act to enact student loan debt, which was the stronger of the two. And Biden decided to use the HEROES Act instead. And I played it here, and you can go back and watch it. Elizabeth Warren, first of all, no one asked her in regards to that memo that she wrote. And what did Elizabeth Warren say? Oh, it's Republican judges who are essentially blocking this bill. Also, not forgetting the fact that many of those judges were fast-tracked by who?
Democrats.
Right. Chuck Schumer. So, so not just Bernie, but the entire party is basically screwing you over. And
the fact that fucking Bernie had to sneak in, like, y'all motherfuckers didn't think you'd see me here, huh? Fucking like
so gross.
Leaned
it's
in the
so
shot.
Gross.
Oh, that was terrible.
It's gross.
It's all over some fucking dumb bullshit. Like,
but he knows is never going to go through. They're never going to do any of this for you ever. They may give you they'll flick some crumbs in your general direction, but you're never going to get students. It's never going to happen.
God,
it's never going to happen.
Look,
it's not. They're lying to you. He's lying to you.
Well, I'm just going to say this, and you can call me, everything but, I don't care anymore. Like, I'm in this space, so I got killed everything, so whatever. But I'm going to say this as a warning to people. It's not happening. And you want to know why it's not happening? The national emergency, as far as COVID, is expiring in May. So, assuming that it does get blocked, which I'm probable that is going to, they're not going to have a basis to say, oh, it's COVID, like that. The idea of COVID will be gone in the spring.
Yes.
Right.
And
so
who's really controlling all that? Who's really the problem?
Right. And then
These
by
people.
then it's
go to the top of this ladder.
Right. So Savvy, and you know what? And I actually do want to talk about this maybe in another segment. And this is what I don't like. And I think just generally, especially on the left, we need to figure out who our real enemies are, because we often say, oh, it's like, oh, it's the Supreme Court, or, oh, it's the politicians, and all this kind of stuff. If you look at this chart, and shout out to Savvy, and I believe it was Marcus Cage. I know they talked about this chart before on Savvy stream, and Marcus also, and I've showed this on stream here before. But take a look at this chart. So if you look at the left, you see the medieval feudalism, by rank. And who was at the top? The king, like monarchs, the kings, and all the way down to the poorest, essentially, back in the Middle Ages.
The commoners.
Now, right. So now look at to the right. And actually, if you take a look up, actually go down a bit, right there. So I actually want to show you something for a second.
Mm-hmm.
on the, I just want to see. So in the teal area,
Yes.
in the
bureaucrats,
you know, top bureaucrats, right? So can you read in that parentheses
commissioners, secretaries, judges,
which I would guess the Supreme Court would fall under, right?
Yes.
Who's above them?
Elected officials.
So why in the hell?
Because of who's above them, the corporate elite, and because of who's above them, above them, and then the Illuminati's at the top of this, and we know how that goes.
Right.
You know?
So
Ian Davis, if you guys don't know, Ian Davis is a great like journalist, blogger. He rolls with like Vanessa and Eva and all them. He has a chart very similar to this, but it's much more detailed. Like, yeah. And I can't find. I've been trying to look for it, but it's not popping up. So I'll see if I can find it and I'll tweet it out.
I mean, this is welcome to oligarchies. Like, you know.
So, you know, so the idea of this is like, first of all, it's the idea of two things. Number one, the fact that judges have more power seemingly than politicians is totally bogus. Number one, you know, given this chart, if anything, that should be reversed. So the idea is politicians have essentially given the power over them, you know, because they don't like to debate.
I can tell you why. Well, that, and it's also the ones at the top, they do a thing called organizing. I'm sure Misty knows the organizations. Many of them are not allowed to talk about.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't want to get you guys taken.
Whatever, we're on Rockfitted Rumble, WEF, the Center for fucking
I always
political,
feel really scared about that, though.
The Center for, because they changed the name. It's now the fucking Commission for Inclusive Capitalism and like weird names like that. You know,
so
they met Davos a couple weeks ago.
Moral of the story, you know, it's the bankers that are the real problem. It's the Goldman Sachs, the JP Morgans, the Federal Reserve. Those are the people that we need to focus on. Not these politicians who are essentially, not these politicians that have been essentially been bought up from them, you know? So,
I found it.
Okay.
Oh, cool. So,
either, I don't care.
Okay. You want me to send you the link? I can do that.
So again, I'm saying this to people as a warning. If you haven't been paying your student loans, make plans too soon. You know, because it's not happening. All right. And this is someone who still has student loans. Right. And I would love for them to be forgiven. And I'm at the point, which sucks. I'm at the point where, like, if I did get this, if we ever got it, like, I would be essentially paid off in full. That's how it sucks for me. But I know others who are way worse debt.
This is a great chart.
It's amazing. Okay, so let me just hype Ian Davis for a little bit because he does phenomenal work. So you can follow him on Twitter. I think it's @_ in this together. @in this together. And his name is Ian Davis. His website is, hold on, I think it's just called the Disillusioned Blogger. But this is his theory of the global public-private partnership, which he calls the GPPP or the GP3, whatever you want to use. But he has a multitude of very long, very in-depth articles. It's like a series of articles that goes through how all of this works, who works for who works with who, how it all coordinates, all of that stuff. I cannot recommend his work enough. It is really essential into kind of figuring out how all of these kind of global organizations, you know, coalesce and work together and all of that stuff. So I genuinely
slightly out of date, but like you could add you could fill this out even more now.
This is from I think last year. But I honestly cannot, or the G3P, I'm sorry, not GP3. I cannot recommend his work enough. He is a phenomenal, again, he's friends with Vanessa Beeley and Eva Bartlett and all of those people. He does really unbelievable work. He's a great researcher. So please go follow him, support his work. He's unbelievable.
Cool. Great way to finish out. I got some super chats.
Hey, Dad. Yes, we do.
Super chats.
Yay. People giving us money for grifting. I am down.
Dude, oh, never mind. I was going to say something that would really get me in trouble, and I'm not going to do it. Don't do it. Let's
start with Seb Applejack. Shameless plug on February 20th to assist the poor in Canton, Ohio. We are at 15.5K of our 20K goal. in our polar bear jump to feed the hungry on February 25th in Akron. No donations wanted. We use our own cash. Good for you. We've got Anthony Malecki. I'm near Akron with $5.
Andrew's in Akron. Hit him up. Actually, I mean, he's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of people got a lot going on, King of Kings, Oz LaFave.
No.
You're like, no, hasn't unblocked you yet. Okay.
I still don't know why I'm blocked.
Hey, I called her
you guys, I
dress
was so
a fucking tabletop. What are they?
Picnic
I
table.
was so
Picnic table cover.
mild.
Yeah, like
You guys know me, right? Like
Yes.
I go hard when I want to. I didn't even cuss. Like I was so mild in my criticism of her, and it was an immediate block. And I'm like, you just had a guy on your show for 3 hours who literally called you subhuman. That's okay. But I push back ever so slightly about the decision to do so, and I get blocked. Okay, that seems reasonable.
Sure that wasn't her choice. I'm sure that wasn't necessarily her choice to do that.
To what? Know? Block me or have Vouch on her show?
Vouch on her show.
I thought it's her show. It's her show.
She makes her own decision.
If it was on Rising, that's one thing. That's her show.
Yeah, that's her show. Rising wasn't her choice.
She knew what she
knows
was
exactly
doing.
what she's doing. And my criticism was dead on. That's why she gets mad about it. Because in the clip that I commented on, she's like, Vouch, I don't care about scoring internet points. I just want to get things done. If that's the case, why on earth would you have a guy on your show whose sole purpose in life is scoring internet points and preventing anything from getting done? That is his whole shtick.
Internet points?
To get internet points. That's exactly why she had him on. He has a big audience. It gets clicks. Yep. She's not dumb. She knows exactly what she's doing. And listen, I don't do the platforming BS. She can talk to whoever she wants. I was just commenting on the fact that I think that's a really unproductive conversation. He's not
just her.
He's not an honest actor.
Kyle had him on. I think he was on.
Yeah, their whole crew.
Because he gets clicks, Collin.
Yeah,
no, I
watch
get
that for the drama, and she knows that.
I get that, but it's like these are the big dogs. They don't necessarily need.
No, they do. They need it. Kyle needs clicks. Trust me. Kyle is hemorrhaging clicks.
Brie, I'll come on. I'll get you clicks. I'll definitely get clicks.
I won't. I won't get any clicks, and that's. I mean, she won't. She doesn't really. I mean,
if you
she
say
does some
the
good
right
stuff every now
will.
and then. Yeah, I know, but she won't put that out. If you go on there and you say things she doesn't like, she just won't put it out. But she that's what I'm saying. Is she knew exactly what she was doing, and then pretending that, I don't care about getting internet points. Then why would you have Vouch on? That makes no sense. He's not an honest actor. He doesn't organize anything. He's not a productive voice. He doesn't ever bring anything but slander and insults and tantrums. So why?
So friend to the show, Rick Solis said, Bree said she blocked not because she doesn't like people. She blocked. She just didn't want to hear criticism.
Then log off. Log off Twitter, homegirl.
Right, like put the phone down. Like
Jesus. I mean, listen, I know that when I want to get things done, I hang out with feds and I block activists. That's what I do. Makes no fucking sense.
Especially with I think your tweet was like, I want to like Bree, but this makes it hard.
I do want to like Bree. She does do some good stuff every now and then.
Yeah. Yep.
But she makes it real fucking hard.
Yeah.
I mean, like having Marianne Williamson on and letting her do her bullshit. It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
Oh.
It's the same thing that frustrates me about Ryan Grimm. They could be cool. Like they could be great, but they want
Ryan
has done some really good
Ryan
journalism.
Cannot be since he's
got to stop going to Supercuts if he wants to be cool.
Bree's the same thing, Collin. She wants to be in that club. She's on Rising. She's on the Hill. She's it. She wants to be in the club.
Ask them.
Ask them. Journalists.
But she does do good work sometimes. And then she goes and has fucking Vouch on her show for 3 hours.
And then it's just like,
it just doesn't make sense.
But anyway,